jargon from the flower child days, but not everybody has moved into the 80s with two-story stucco houses and conventional careers. A commune based on some of the ideals of the 60s is making a go of it in the East County. And News 8's Jody Hammond joins us now with part one of her special report.
Now, it's called the Zendik Farm Survival Station. There are 35 people committed to a communal lifestyle. Now, you could just dismiss them as folks who got caught up in the 60s and never moved on, except that most of the Zendiks are too young to remember the Woodstock generation.
I'm going down to Yesker's farm. Think I'll join a rock and roll band. I'll camp out on the land. I'll try and set my soul free.
Woodstock, 1969. The symbol of American youth hooked on sex, drugs, and rock and roll. They were turning on, tuning in, and dropping out, rejecting the values of their parents. Funny how yesterday's hippies gave way to today's yuppies. But at the Zendik Farm Survival Station, the goal is not to drive a BMW. The 36 Zendiks include 8 children. They live on 75 acres of land near Boulevard in East San Diego County. They've gone back to nature in search of what they call equilibrium, to save the world from ecolapse.
You have to establish a balance, ecology between human beings' efforts to survive and to maintaining the natural world.
Wolf Zendik started his first commune in 1969. He took the name Zendik from the Sanskrit word which means heretic or outlaw.
When I was a beatnik, you know, and then I was a hippie. Well, I don't know what I am now.
What he is the communal patriarch and spiritual leader. Many in the group have been with him for at least 5 years. Before moving to the East County, they lived in Imperial Beach. The Zendiks left, labeling IB too violent for the children. Not just anyone can join the commune. Any potential Zendik has to go through a screening process, a 2-week trial period during which the group decides whether he or she has what it takes to become a cosmic warrior. That's cosmic with a Z.
The majority of the people are from an upper middle class background. Seems like we had the goodies, you know, we grew up with them and realized that they didn't mean a hell of a lot.
Lore says she was a starving artist in Laguna before joining the commune. She works on the Zendik magazine, which comes out about 6 times a year. It's sold on street corners and is a major source of income for the group. All members know, coming in, that their resources will be pooled. Lore and her son Colt are among the handful of commune residents receiving state welfare, but we are told no welfare money is used to support the commune.
The cost of freedom buried in the ground.
The Zendiks are about 50% self-sufficient, growing as much of their produce as possible from a garden. There are goats to be milked and chickens to be fed. It may look idyllic, but it's a hard life the Zendiks lead, and everyone is expected to share the workload.
Who wants to volunteer for lunch cleanup? I got no.
Every morning starts out with the work list, the assignment of chores for the day. There are no secrets here. Announcements may include who's sleeping with who that night.
Well, I guess if somebody's attracted to somebody and they would like to get together with them, then they come and hit me up, and I act as a third party.
The Zendiks encourage openness and honesty in their relationships. They also require all new members be checked out at a clinic. AIDS is one thing their 60s predecessors didn't have to worry about. Part of the daily schedule here involves mandatory physical exercise. A jogging path has been cleared out, and there's a full set of barbells. The feeling being, you better be able to lift weights if you're going to pull your weight.
7.
And that goes for the children, too. Their care and education is a shared responsibility.
Everybody's our mother and everybody's our dad. It seems like, because everybody takes care of us.
The Zendiks admit the commune is an experiment. They're still learning what works and what doesn't. They've already figured out one thing that doesn't work for them: a conventional lifestyle.
Now, you may have noticed that many of the Zendiks have some rather unique names. The adults have changed their first names for aesthetic reasons. It's part of dropping the trappings of the outside world, and most have taken the last name of their mentor, Wolf Zendik.
You mentioned Woodstock, sex, love, and drugs. Did you see drugs? Did they talk about drugs?
They said no hard drugs, no hard liquor allowed on the premises of the commune. Beer is okay. Minimal amounts of marijuana are okay.
Did you get a feeling when you were there that you'd stepped into a bit of a time warp, that you'd gone back to the 60s somehow?
Yes, I really did, and they're aware of that perception. They wear tie-dye t-shirts, but they say they're bohemians no matter what the decade. And one thing that Errol, one of the leaders of the commune, mentioned to me was that the 60s were pegged on the Vietnam War, and their movement is pegged on ecology, something that's going to be around a lot longer.
More tomorrow. All right, thank you, Jody. We will be back with Clark County, still living a kind of a 60s lifestyle in 1987, but they insist they are not just leftover hippies. Jody Hammond is here now with part 2 of her special report.
How there are 36 Zendiks. They've adopted the name, which means heretic or outlaw in Sanskrit. But in plain English, what they're trying to do is start a revolution.
It's a quiet revolution, one that's taking place on a farm near Boulevard. The Zendiks have left the mainstream in the belief that man is engineering his own destruction by abusing the environment and himself.
There's drug abuse, there's alcohol abuse, there's, again, all kinds of violence because people are unfulfilled. They don't like their work, most people, and they're in a lot of pain, so these are symptoms of the pain.
Their solution, total openness in a communal living arrangement where there are no secrets.
And it's like a chart that we can put up in a room, and then we can just look, you know, turn up, start it up.
None of us are conditioned to live together. You know, we're used to having a job, going home. You don't see the other person till the next morning, you know. Here, it's you don't go home.
Errol has been living in commune since 1969 with her common-law husband, Wolf, the chief guru of the group. They became more committed to their mission when their daughter Fawn was born.
I love this for the kids. They can run and play and be safe, really.
There are 8 children at the commune, from Zen, who's 9 months old, to 16-year-old Nam. Those of school age are taught by adult commune members following a state-approved homeschool program.
Okay, now what are your factors? 2 and 7, right? Both signs are positive, and now your middle term needs to add up to what?
Oh, 9.
Adult Zendiks feel the commune children have a running start, their minds and bodies unrestrained by a conventional upbringing, unhampered by the world they refer to as out there. But every now and then, the adults who are used to a less organic setting are allowed to fall off the wagon.
You can still indulge here if you want to. Like, you can go to town and buy a Snickers bar or something like that if you want to get toxic, you know.
When they return to their senses, there will be plenty of tofu and homemade goat cheese to undo the damage. No hard drugs or liquor is allowed, though marijuana in minimal amounts is okay. The Zendiks began as an artistic commune, and anything is a potential canvas. But more and more, residents here are becoming politicized. Commune members are very much aware of what's outside their enclave. TV is not a no-no. They haven't dropped out to the extent you might think. Every weekend, Zendiks peddle their magazine, not only to raise money, but to spread their philosophy. The commune hierarchy is described as a democracy based on knowledge.
Any kind of proposal, any idea is open to discussion.
Go out there.
But morning meetings are run more like a small business. Chores are assigned by administrators or straighters.
All right, everybody should just get with their straighter then. And just remember, make contact. Remember, you work in more than one area.
Let there be no doubt, Wolf and Errol call the shots if there's any matter that can't be resolved by the group.
Okay, so you got the condo, right?
Yeah, Wolf really wants me to fix up the cans.
Beyond the 75-acre spread of the commune lies the small community of Tierra del Sol, not more than just a few scattered homes. They are the Zendik's closest neighbors, but people in these parts keep pretty much to themselves. Yet almost everyone knows about the commune.
And they're raising children back there in an unhealthy condition, and it's obvious that there's not enough room and not enough housing.
Martha Ostrander admits she's never been to the commune herself. Most of the neighbors have adopted a live and let live attitude toward the Zendiks.
They're honest, they pay me, and they just look different to me, that's all.
Honesty. It's what the Zendiks strive for in a commune where the only crime is lying. But their simple answers have yet to make much impact on the world out there.
The Zendiks call their commune a living experiment, and while the idea may seem like the 60s revisited, the Zendiks are convinced their lifestyle is an appropriate response to the social pressures of 1987.
Interesting. Thank you, Judy. Our final story.